You know, I wanted this to be a video about Chyna. Not the country, mind you. The professional wrestler that recently passed away. I wanted to talk about positive memories with her. Until recently. I mean, very recently. Dating back about a little less than a year ago, Chyna was mentioned on a Stone Cold podcast with Triple H. Afterwards, Chyna starts actually allegedly doing stuff to get noticed, making videos, rants, ramblings, showing that she needed help. That she needed help with her situation. She was clearly not well. She was likely on some stuff. But the sad thing? Everyone refused to help her. They just dismissed her as crazy, including the WWE. Heck, they were even like, oh no, Chyna can't go into the Hall of Fame. Her porn career is too much. Meanwhile, they inducted a convicted rapist into the celebrity wing. That being Mike Tyson. Fast forward a bit, and things have calmed down with Chyna. Unfortunately, they have calmed down permanently, as she ended up passing away. And you know who ends up joining in for the Rip Chyna hashtag, showing their positive needs for stuff for her? The WWE, the same people that basically were like, she's crazy, fuck her. Unbelievable. No, actually no, it's not even unbelievable. It's perfectly believable with the WWE. Look, I know, I watch a product, but that gives me a right to critique this. Criticize. Just... For months, Chyna has been needing help. And the fucking WWE, as well as some other people like X-Pac and even DDP, surprisingly, were like, no, she's beyond help. But this situation, however, is pretty much... how should I put it? It is pretty much like when a kid is bullied in school and they go to the school teachers and they're like, you're going to have to show proof of this sort of thing, otherwise we can't help you. And then the bullied kid commits suicide, and the school's like, oh, why didn't anyone tell us about this? We could have prevented this. You could have prevented this, WWE! You could have prevented this. You could have reached out to her to get her help. But no, you decided to stay away from the Back-of-Skid case because it was bad publicity. And now that she's died, you're joining in the hashtag, giving well wishes because you want the good publicity. You fucked up! You know what the worst part about this is? People will still say that TNA is the worst wrestling promotion. No. You're fucking idiots for saying that. Yeah, I know. WWE sells out more crowds. WWE has more employees. WWE is the biggest promotion. Well, guess what? Bigger doesn't automatically mean better in anything. WWE has done countless racist storylines and has yet to have a WWE champion of numerous types of racial diversities. WWE treats a lot of its employees, well, for the most part on TV, like crap. Talented people being wasted away in crappy gimmicks, just for the sake of ratings. People who have died have been mocked openly on WWE television for ratings. They're always willing to go below the belt for ratings. I mean, where do I even continue with this? Let's see. Aside from the racist stuff. Oh yeah, they insult the consumers for paying more money to them. Yeah, when the WWE Network was launched, they wanted to make sure that it succeeded with people subscribing to it. However, the problem with that was, how should I put it? Some people still wanted to show their support by paying more for a pay-per-view. You shouldn't even be bothered by this. You should be like, hey, it's more money for us. Why should we complain? But no, you end up insulting them to their fucking faces. And then there's... what was it? And then there's the part that I talked about recently with WrestleMania 32 and the live crowd muting, cutting off the mics completely so that the crowd can't boo, and then afterwards on the network replay, editing in cheers. You're silencing the voice of your consumers! WWE has done countless horrible things in the past, and even partnered with Susan G. Komen. Fucking Susan G. Komen! For the sake of, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I mean, literally none of the money is going to go to actual research, but hey, we're doing good deeds. We're making pink ropes. We support people. No, you don't! You are, by far, the worst company in terms of morals. And I believe you might be the worst company in terms of quality, too. Let's just talk about the negative things that TNA has done in the past. Let's see. I mean, recently, at least. They were late on pay. They were open about saying that AJ Styles might have ended up signing with them, even though some people took it as being bitter, which is odd, but I'm mentioning it anyway because people are going to bitch about that. 2 things compared to the fucking WWE's countless things! I don't even know if Triple H can save the company now. In fact, it's just sad that there are so many fucking people that are going to still support the WWE despite the fact that they take low blows everywhere, throw low blows everywhere, and treat the consumers like crap, treat them all like crap. I mean, confiscating signs. What more do you need to say this? But no, you're too biased to still watch it. And it's like, oh no, TNA is still worse. Let me count to you the number of times that TNA has gotten, say, the most disgusting promotional tactic of the year award in Wrestling Observer newsletter. 1 time! And that was in 2007. Virtually everything else during TNA's inception was from WWE. Mocking deaths. Mocking a live heart attack that Jerry Lawler had. Fucking mocking deaths. Mocking the consumers for buying pay-per-views rather than paying for the network. How dumb can you be?! And yet somehow, some way, for some ungodly reason, TNA is always listed as the worst wrestling promotion of the year for virtually every year. When in reality, once you guys finally use your fucking heads and think for a moment, or 2, or 10, WWE is in actuality, in both moral standards, quality, and in terms of publicity, without a doubt, the worst wrestling promotion of all time. They even are trying to kick wrestling out of his name. How is that not making it the worst wrestling promotion when it's trying to distance himself farther from wrestling? I am amazed at your stupidity. I'm fucking amazed at your ignorance. But no. They decided, oh no, Chyna was such a great talent, deserving of the Hall of Fame. After prior they were like, oh, she doesn't deserve in the Hall of Fame, she did porn, so she's crazy and stuff. No. Apparently that's like, oh no, that makes them good. They're making up for it. They're not making up for it. You know, it's times like this and I'm ashamed to be a wrestling fan. Because a majority of them, especially in the IWC, don't understand any better, don't understand logic, don't understand fucking anything! You know what the real sad thing about this is, aside from TNA still being called worse? This is going to happen again. People are going to complain. And they're going to be like the sheep they are. The masochistic sheep in an abusive relationship. A very abusive relationship. To the point where you need help, but you refuse to because you love them too much. I'm ashamed to be a wrestling fan, and I'm ashamed to be still watching the WWE in hopes that they be good. Because as a company, in moral values, they're the worst. What especially also sucks is that nobody's going to really pay attention to this. They're going to look at this, click the dislike button because I mentioned TNA is better than WWE, and ignore the rest of this video, and then move on to keep watching WWE, piling their money towards them so that they can be treated like crap afterwards. You might as well be worthless if you're on that receiving end of the beating.